square foot house.
So Josh,
I'm selling her.
You're speaking my language. He said, if you know anyone who likes giant, gaudy stuff, baby, that's me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's me.
Yeah, it's the auction time of year. That's why I'm telling everybody. So.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so this is Josh Levine with J. Levine's Auctions and Appraisals. Now, I got to tell you, in the tease, I said, what are we looking at? Which is, a lot of times when you travel or someone else travels and they bring you something and you're like, oh, thank you for that.
Yeah, one of the most common things we get calls on is a loved one passes away and they were traveling the world and they collected things. So were they a tourist who didn't know what they were doing, or were they actually going into that bazaar and pulling out the really cool stuff?
Yeah.
So I always tell people, have an expert come look, because you never know. One piece could be worth $50 and one piece could be $50,000.
Okay.
Just to give you, I brought in a couple of unique examples. This is a Nantucket basket, okay? So somebody would go up to Connecticut and they would buy this basket. This is a real Nantucket basket worth about $500-600. There are several copies of these now made. Like, you go up there now as a tourist, they're about $50.
Okay.
So, and they're probably made in China. This one's actually a Nantucket basket made in New England. These look harmless, but let me tell you the deal here. These are Chinese from about 1890. They're silver bracelets. The way you know these are the real deal, they're not marked made in China, or because they weren't made for export. They were actually something that they would have.
Okay.
These, Vietnam, after the war, these were made out of shells from like military shells.
Oh.
So this is actually made, they turned it into art. And I think that's kind of a beautiful thing, that happened. Buddhas. There are a billion Buddhas in the world.
Yeah, everybody's got one.
But some can be worth several. This example is about a $100 tourist Buddha. This would be
Really?
But we've sold some as high as $90,000.
You haven't?
Yes, yeah. And I didn't bring that one, obviously, for obvious reasons, because once he paid for it, I didn't want it in my possession anymore.
Yeah. What is this?
Okay, this is funny. This is an English officer during their occupation of India.
Yeah.
This would have been sitting on their desk. Kind of a whimsical thing they made out of goat's horns, and it's an inkwell. But they are actually like a kind of a touristy thing but the turn of the century. Today they're worth about $500, but they really were just like a tourist grab.
I gotta tell you, it's ugly as homemade sin.
I know. Yeah. Everyone needs one. It doesn't have a USB port or anything to plug in. It's kind of. But what I'm trying to get across, Native American pottery as well. Native American pottery, same thing. One bowl can be worth $50, one can be worth $50,000.
Right.
If you know the artists, the names, and your loved one didn't always write a note. Don't have a yard sale and give this stuff away until you have an expert come
Because we do those stories all the time. Oh, someone bought this for 50 cents. It's actually worth $1 million.
The Goodwill watch a couple months ago, it was $12,000.
So you don't want to let go of your money makers.
Yeah, make sure you have, it's always the little tchotchkes.
Tell us where you are now, because I know you have a new shop too. You're excited
we just moved up into the quarter. It's awesome. Everyone had it, because the address is the quarter. Everybody had a hard time finding it, but we're right across the street from the Limited, so when you're clothes shopping, we're right there.
So that's when you can bring your little tchotchkes.
Oh yeah, come down anytime. We're now open 7 days a week for free appraisals.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. Thanks. It was so good seeing you.
Awesome, pleasure.